Hi, Whitney.
Hi, Kylie.
How you going?
Doing really well. How are you doing?
Yeah, great, thanks. Thank you so much for taking the time to just spend a couple of minutes with me today, sharing your experience around our Leadership Excellence Program. So I might just give a bit of background first. So, Whitney, you're a leader of leaders. So you've got a large team under you. And I think when your leaders first went through our program, there was about 14 leaders that went through it. And what you've done is you've continued just to send your new leaders as you're onboarding as part of that process. But not only that, you also attended the program because you wanted to make sure that you were also developing your skills as well as the leaders around you. And one of the things I thoroughly love about you and what you think of leadership is your ability and knowing that you need to develop and grow your leaders in order for them to be the best leaders, but also in order for them to be able to achieve the strategy. So when you think back to making that decision about coming onto our Leadership Excellence Program and also bringing your leaders with you, what were some of the challenges that you found you faced as a leader of leaders, but also your leaders also found challenging as well?
Yeah. Well, when we were making that decision initially, I had noticed that we had limited tools in our leadership toolkit that provided strategies that worked for each individual manager's communication style. There was a lot of fear around engagement in difficult conversations, certainly around delegation of work and accountability. There were challenges in navigating, at that point in time, this new world of hybrid teams and how to support them equitably. We had a lack of acknowledgement that it was imperative as leaders that we need to create space for learning and growth for ourselves in order to continually help others learn and grow.
Yeah. And what impact does that have on you as a leader, but also what impact did that have on the business or even the customers?
Well, not having those tools created, like I said, it was not, we didn't have equity in the work that we were doing. We didn't have leadership that was on the same page to support our team in the same way,
Yeah,
which meant
consistency.
services were all over the map in terms of how we engage with the customer. So just a lot of inconsistencies, a lot of challenges where you could answer shop or find the manager that you knew would give you the feedback that you were hoping for, that kind of a thing.
Yes, yes. And I think we see that affect the culture of the business as well. Not only the team they're leading, but also the customers as well. It impacts them. So how would you describe how the program was run? So one of the things that we do here in Performance Advisory Group is we run our programs live but virtual. Okay, so they're on for 90 minutes, they're small chunks on small topics, and it's that real interactive learning. But one thing the audience might not know is that you're actually in America. Okay, so how did you find doing the program this way for you and your team?
Yeah, well, I mean, first, I just have to say that we felt like it was just a really excellent training experience from start to finish. We'd had a few team members who said, "Hey, I've taken this free webinar. You need to check this out." And that kind of spread, and that's how I kind of came to learn about the program. The tools and frameworks that we gained through the process were really supportive of each individual manager's communication style. And it wasn't ever one tool. It seemed like there were always multiple tools,
It was.
and folks really found their comfort zone, which really was supportive of each individual person in the training environment. And we enjoyed the live 90 minutes, and I think it had multiple benefits to my leadership team. It provided weekly dedicated time to really focus on that individual growth as a leader that I talked about before. We had weekly time to come together as a team to practice vulnerability and support one another and grow together. And we all are learning beings, and often in leadership, it's difficult to set aside that time to really prioritize ourselves and our own growths. I think we really benefited from the energy and support that you, Kylie, bring to this. And I have to give a shout out to your amazing admin, RG. We really appreciated working alongside him. And it just supported us in taking this leadership team to that next level. And then it also provided opportunities each week. Every week we got the chance to take those newly learned skills and we'd put them into practice. So we were able to cement what we learned and then kind of build muscle memory around it every single week.
Yeah, I think there's so much gold in there. Thank you. I loved having you and the team as well. I think one of the things that I notice about them is they want to learn. They're sponges. They want to keep growing. And a couple of people that have been through the program, a lot of people that have been through the program talk about that courage over comfort and getting comfortable being uncomfortable. And that's what I saw your leaders do all the time. And it's because they've got that small chunks of learning, they can go away and apply it. And look, I couldn't do it without my team. RG is absolutely amazing and he just makes such a difference. But I think the biggest thing is those small sessions where you actually fit in your time. You know, as leaders, we're so busy being busy, so out there for our customers, for our stakeholders, for our peers, for our team, that we actually forget about our own self. And leadership's a journey. It's not a destination. So we've got to continue to grow and develop and make that time, don't we?
Sure do.
So reflecting back on the skills, and now that you've completed the program, what are some skills or insights that you've learnt yourself as a leader of leaders, but also what are the skills that you've seen your team growing as well?
Yeah, this is in response to both, really. And I have to go back to the fears that I mentioned a bit ago around having tough conversations and delegating work and holding our staff and each other accountable. I think that those are areas that we've all really grown in through the course of this training experience. Not only do I have a higher level of confidence in supporting my management team, but their confidence is much greater in supporting their own teams. We were able to take ourselves, our own fear out of those difficult conversations and accountability conversations and see it as an opportunity to grow our employees and provide support for their success. And we're able to have a very strengths-based response as a result of that. And, we see delegation of work as not as a way to hand over or evade responsibility or place burden on others, but as a way to support the growth and development of others. And we're better able to articulate that with the employee about the value we see in taking on the tasks that support their development. I had a few quotes from my leadership team that as I was preparing to meet with you today, I wanted to capture kind of their thoughts around this too. And what's funny is even though we've completed the training course, you're still ever present in our week. So I love being in space with my management team, and it's on a regular basis. I hear, well, Kylie taught me, or I hear Kylie in my head saying, and it just shows me that what they learned really resonated and it's sticking with them. But some of the things that they told me today that really stood out to them, and this was just kind of off the cuff, was, they remember to forget the mistake, remember the lessons learned. They said that one of them said that's hands down the biggest takeaway and such a powerful message. One said, I learned ways to engage with staff and lead them to solve their own problems, think about solutions and impact to their own problems. And one of my favorites, it's a mistake to focus on the business model rather than the people and the culture.
Oh, that gives me goosebumps. I love that. I love that. It doesn't matter where we are in our leadership journey. It's the growth that we have in ourselves, we cannot grow ourselves. We cannot grow others if we don't grow ourselves. So, you know, one of the things I love about your team is they still come to some of our free webinars that we run, but they still check in with me, or they still send me an email and go, Kylie, this, or what do you think? And as leaders, we can't do this alone. We've got to reach out to the people that we know around us. We've got to get that support, because it's so much easier when we do it together. Together, we're stronger as well. Whitney, I've thoroughly enjoyed working with you and your team. I love how you lead leaders. I love how you think about leadership, and I hope that you continue to inspire your team, but also the broader business over in the US, and the impact that it leaves on your clients as well. So thank you so much for being a leader that we need in this world.
Thank you. Thank you for all of the support that you've given us over the last couple of years now.
I know, my pleasure.